Welcome to the Zones Insider Series, where we're going to be highlighting different elements and resources of the Zones of Regulation digital curriculum. Today, we're discussing how to prepare for your second year or beyond of instruction with the digital curriculum. Before we dig into the resources, I want to remind you that the Zones digital curriculum is designed to be taught over time as learners are developing and growing within their regulation competencies. So even though there are 10 concepts or big ideas, there are a ton of resources to review, deepen, and extend learning as learners grow. As you're exploring these resources with your learners, you're going to discover new emotions and body signals within each of the zones. You're going to think through new triggers, sparks, and situations that your learners encounter as they grow. And you're going to grow your learners' toolboxes, their agency, and their independence over time. So here I am on the main page for the Zones curriculum. We're just going to highlight some of the features that I think are important to notice as you are planning for multi-year instruction. The first is the Getting Started Guide. Let me open it up. The Getting Started Guide is like your curriculum manual, and it's there to help you plan for effective instruction. In this top section, you'll see curriculum overview and guidelines. I'm going to scroll down and open up the multi-year instruction tab. In this tab, you'll find some basic information on multi-year instruction, but what I really want you to pay attention to is this multi-year guide located here on the right. Let's open it up, and I encourage you to follow along and download this guide. Here we are in the multi-year instruction guide. This guide is full of information that we're going to be talking about throughout the rest of this training, but also is helpful for you to save and to reference as you're planning ahead for your next year of instruction. At the top, we talk through this age and teaching focus. We go over the signature practices, and then we talk a little bit about the mechanics of planning ahead for your next year, including 3 main ways to adjust your instruction over multiple years. The first being paring down that interactive presentation. So that means we are not going to repeat every single slide. Rather, we can pare down and just review some slides and then move right on to the activities to support learning. The second is to vary your geared activities. So, as a reminder, our geared activities are one of the main approaches that we have to differentiation within the curriculum. So, you can split up your geared activities and explore new and novel ways to practice the learning targets over multiple years. And the last is to adjust your instructional time. The zones is more than just our direct instruction. When we think about implementing the zones with fidelity, it includes both what we teach and the climate that we are building. And we need both to be able to help our learners move through those developmental phases. As you are working through multi-year instruction, we're going to continue to have these 2 components, your direct instruction and your zones climate, in place. But as you go through the years, you may end up spending less time in that direct instruction and more time just really reinforcing the regulation skills and helping your learners apply them in real time through your zones climate. The section that I'd like to pay particular attention to here is the multi-year learning by grade band. This starts on page number 4 within this multi-year guide. Within this chart, you will find suggestions for adapting content over multiple years for different grade and developmental bands. So take a look and see what applies to the learners that you're working with and how you can focus your skills along the progression that we lay out here. You'll also see suggestions for differentiating or adapting your interactive presentation. Now, within year 1, we always suggest that you take a look at the presentation guide and that you follow the full concept that's outlined in that presentation guide. For years 2 plus, take a look at some of the suggestions here, especially for your grades 3 to 5 or your grade 6 plus, in terms of reviewing slides and then moving on. So, we recommend after that second year, especially for your older learners, that we pare down the amount of slides to just a quick review and then move right on to the activities within that concept. In the column here on the right, you'll see suggestions for tracking different geared activities along with different grade levels. Now, these are just suggestions. You can adapt this however it works well for you, but regardless, this will help you to scaffold your activities along that developmental progression that we talked about. There are a wealth of resources in the Zones of Regulation digital curriculum to support your implementation, whether you're in your first year, second year, or beyond.